For many of us, these are just news headlines, stories that keep us glued to the screens. To others, it is statistics, numbers, and nameless additions to data collection. But for the victims of gender violence and their families, this is a matter of life and death.
As government, we are determined, as His Excellency the President is leading from the front, that issues gender-based violence need to be dealt with and dealt with decisively.
Alinikata hii mkono, hii ya kiume ndio alinikata ya kwanza. Ikaanguka. Niliona ikikata hivi kaanguka. Nilimwangalia hivi nikamuuliza, Ngela, utaniua peke yako unimalize? Akaniambia, leo ndio siku yako ya kuongea, hautaongea tena. Akanikata hapa kwa shingo na pengine hapa kwa mbavu. Akanikata.
For those lucky enough to have lived to tell the story, life will never be the same again. The physical scars tell very little of the emotional turmoil that they have to face every single day of their lives. After many years of hushed tones, stigma, and outdated traditions being shoved at abused women, a voice, albeit still not loud enough, is being heard. Alarm bells are finally loudly ringing.
Afadhali kuongea na utoke kwa hiyo marriage. Kwa sababu kama umeanza mapema, hakuna haja, hauwezi badilisha mtu kama pengine hiyo ndio tabia yake. Afadhali kumuondokea, uende uanze maisha ingine.
The vice has not spared even the most innocent of the society. The story of a 2-year-old baby turned victim, perhaps a heart-wrenching example of just how serious the situation is.
What happened on the 31st December is that one of the girls was defiled, and it was done by one of our neighbors. At that time, she was 2 years and 11 months.
And as if the pain of the ordeal is not enough, the victims and the parents feel let down by the slow grinding wheels of justice, a system that most times seems to lean more towards the rights of the perpetrators.
I have not seen any justice coming, and I have no hope of that justice.
The few rescue centers available for the victims are already overwhelmed and lack funds and trained staff to handle the victims.
The government and stakeholders have decided to take the bull by the horns, and no effort is being spared to ensure victims are not only rescued, but also helped to cope with the trauma.
Most citizens don't identify with the issue of gender-based violence, and they only do when it happens to someone close to them or someone they know about. But they don't really understand the impact of this scourge, both in terms of economic terms, social impact, and also psychological impact.
The reality of how deep the problem is sinks in when you arrive at this office.
National Gender Violence Helpline 1195, morning.
This is a hub of a toll-free number where professionals are at hand to help those who need to be rescued.
Uko Dandora side gani ndio tukutumie ambulance kuja kuchukua?
Wakati utaenda kwa chifu, tunaomba atakupatia ulinzi ili uende kuchukua hizo kadi na nguo zako vile ulituelezea. Kisha tutakutuma mahali ambapo utaenda ukae kwa sababu ya usalama wako pia, Sawa. Na watoto wanaendeleaje?
What we've been hearing out there is when it happens to me, what do I do? Where do I run to? Where do I go to? And we thought most people won't even have credit on their line. And this line is toll-free. It's 24 hours now. And you can call from anywhere in the country. They have a directory of all the gender and violence recovery centers across the country, so they'll be able to direct you to the nearest one to you. They have a list of all the safe spaces across the country, so they'll be able to direct you according to your location to your nearest safe space. And they also have access and linkages to our affirmative action fund. So when you leave your safe space, you're able to be connected with either Uwezo Fund or Women Fund or Youth Fund, so that you can pick up the pieces from where you left them.
We do have telecounselors, professional telecounselors. We reach out to them just through 1195. So whenever they call, women, girls, men and boys, we firstly give them that very brief telecounseling. We partner with all government hospitals, and whenever a survivor calls, they tell us where they are, the nearest hospital, the nearest police station, and we're walking them through.
My name is Kevin Mbadi, Chairman of Boda Boda Safety Association of Kenya, and we are partnering with the government of Kenya under means of gender through this program called GBV, Gender-Based Violence. We are going to help the government to spread the information they have and trainings to all the 47 counties to see that we eradicate these issues of gender-based violence.
However, there are still a lot of challenges. Investigation agencies, the judiciary, and rehabilitation centers remain key players in the realization of a violence-free society.
I wish to reiterate that gender violence cannot be tolerated in any form, in any context, in any circumstances, by any government or by any member of society. Only by standing together can we make a difference. Let us resolve to do that.
In looking at prevention, in looking at redress, in looking at relief and recovery, there's a person there whose name cannot miss. That person is the police. So without the police, it is very difficult, for example, to get access to justice for the victim. Without the police, it will be difficult to prosecute any of these offenses. Without the police, it is difficult to get medical service.
Mimi ninaitwa Senior Chief Joshua Kaka na nimejitokeza. Niko na wasichana watatu na hawataketeketwa. Hiyo ndio wananchi wataona nimekataa na nimejitokeza.
It is said that a journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. These victims hope that their bold voices will not be in vain, but that this is the beginning of the end of gender-based violence.
The victims need to be either taken to safe spaces or rescue centers. We are investing initially. We have the 10 rescue centers ready for use. There are another 5 rescue centers ready under the private sector arms. We have a target of bringing on board another 5 rescue centers within the financial year, and this number will continue growing. At the end of the financial year, each and every county will have a rescue center where these persons can go to.
I'll tell you how we are winning. Our president is the champion, on GBV issues. Meaning men must come out to really take the lead in the fight against GBV.
From the top politician, who he is the president, does believe, because he has seen the kind of impact women in leadership, political and otherwise, have been able to deliver. And for the young people, he does said it enough times, for the young men, the future belongs to the young men of this country and women, and the future begins here.
And when history is written, these voices, these faces, and these gallant sons and daughters of Kenya will prominently feature, if for nothing else, for their courage to stand up and say a big no to gender-based violence.